Hello, I am a doctor based in London and I use MRCP Syndrome to clear my Part 1 exam. So actually, I really struggled with my Part 1. I think you shouldn't underestimate the exam, which is initially what I did. The first 2 tries, I was like, oh, it'll be fine, and really gave myself little to no time to prepare. And yeah, so I think you should definitely not underestimate it. And then by the 3rd attempt is when I feel I got really serious. And when I did that, I was using just question banks, but I was simply overwhelmed by the volume of information because there is so much to learn, there is so much to know. And I think I was just feeling extremely overwhelmed. How will I ever know this? And it's really hard to consolidate because you have lots and lots of things in, for example, in genetics and statistics, and you think, oh, I haven't come across this since medical school, and even in medical school, you didn't go into that much depth that you need for MRCP. And so the 3rd attempt was not good for me. I was simply overwhelmed, and I think it was very difficult to understand how I was going to process all of this information. So then I sat it a 4th time and I found MRCP syndrome, but I found it about 3 weeks before my exam. But already the 3 weeks before, it made such a difference. It made a difference because I think we're all different types of learners, and sometimes MCQs are it's just not what works for everybody. Just doing a question after question, it becomes sort of like muscle memory. So with MRCP syndrome, I only had 3 weeks to go, but I was amazed by this because I started with the MADBOX course. And to be honest, MADBOX was incredible. It was just, I felt like so many things made sense. And because it's actually not done system by system, I think it was actually really good and kind of put you into that mindset that you need for the exam, which is knowing the conditions, knowing what exactly they kind of go for, because it's not your standard of what is the symptom. There's so much more about MRCP, especially Part 1, and the actual disease itself rather than the diagnosis. So MADBOX really helped me consolidate this information and actually keep it in my brain. I just had Dr. AHAD'S voice, and I think the advice was to do MADBOX as much as you can, basically. But with 3 weeks left to go, I didn't manage to even, I completed it, but I wanted to do it multiple times and I just didn't have that time. And then I also used Dr. AHAD'S RCP sample paper videos, which I think was really good because it's important to know the question, the answer, but why. That's always what's important, the why, and why the other answers are wrong. And in Dr. AHAD'S sample paper videos, he also goes through that. So it seems lengthy, you know, a little bit long, like, oh, I could do the sample paper and then it's done, but it's actually understanding the reasoning behind everything, why the correct answer is there. And I think having that explained to you, because the explanations are just not enough, RCP website, but with Dr. AHAD'S explanations, it's really good. And also, again, it sticks into your brain. It's types of revision. So I just thought that was amazing. But again, my 4th time, it was the closest I ever got, but unfortunately I didn't pass. And at this point I thought, how am I ever going to continue with my career? It was borderline, 6 attempts. I felt really, really, really upset. And I just didn't know if at one point I thought, oh my God, maybe I'm just going to have to quit medicine, and like all these years of work, what am I going to do? So I really, really, really took it hard. But you have to believe, you have to pull yourself out of this and pray and find the right resources. And honestly, it's a blessing to have MRCP syndrome. So if you're already listening to this video, just go for it. And the 5th time now, I was a lot more serious. I was different. I had a drive that was like, I have to pass because my career is being held back because of this exam. And it was just too much. So then the 5th time I studied hard. I used the whole Pearl Notes. So for 3 to 4 months, I was actually just going through the Pearl Notes videos and questions on past tests as well, according to that system. But I was really concentrated on the Pearl Note because they are pearls, and I did the past papers. So more than the question bank, I concentrated on making sure I did all the past papers that I could from past tests, and then doing the RCP sample paper again. And then I cannot tell you, for the last month, it's MADBOX, MADBOX, MADBOX. It is honestly, it changes your thinking, it changes how you approach the exam. It is just fantastic. So yes, I highly recommend using MADBOX. I think in the last week of the exam, Dr. AHAD'S advice was to just use notes and not really answer any more questions. But I used papers, recalls, and kind of went through a few more, but I just made sure that MADBOX was there every day. So I feel like my base came from Pearl Notes, and then my optimal revision happened through the sample paper and MADBOX. And honestly, I don't know if I ever could have done this exam without Dr. AHAD. I really don't. It changed my life. I passed on the 5th attempt, and I passed really well. I got quite a good score, and I was just shocked. And the whole time I just thought, oh my God, I just want to pass. I don't care about my grade. I don't care about anything. I just want to pass. But then seeing that score just made me feel shocked. And you kind of realize there was nothing wrong with me. It was, the exam is tough and I was not approaching it in the right way. And if it wasn't for MRCP syndrome, I don't know if I would have ever, really felt like I was approaching it correctly. So I'm so grateful. I'm going to use it for part 2. I hope everyone sitting this exam passes. And I just want to say that if I can do it, really, if I can do it, then anybody can do it. I felt like when I started this, I had nowhere near enough knowledge. I was so simply overwhelmed, and I never thought I could do it, and then it happened. No questions asked. It will be the best money that you spend, and you have to use MRCP syndrome. I was asking all my colleagues at work, what are you using? What are you using? And people sometimes are not honest, but if you've got MRCP syndrome, you will succeed. You will. So just have faith, go for it, take a deep breath, pray. If you're religious, do whatever makes you feel good, but just have a timetable, and stick to your timetable. Make it realistic. It's not realistic if you're working and then you say, I'm going to do 6 hours of revision if you finish at 9 p.m. How is that possible? So be realistic with your timetable, and once you have that timetable, stick to it as much as you can. And with the guidance of Dr. AHAD and his team, I'm sure you can clear it. So that is my advice for MRCP and my story for part 1. And inshallah, part 2 is a breeze. This is a hurdle, so I hope we will get past it.